What is going on, guys? I am the Wellington here, and today I'm going to be bringing you 5 more weapon features that we'd like to see in WWE 2K17. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have the standard gauntlet match, but now I want the ability to be able to use weapons. Now, I just want to point out the idea of not being able to use weapons in a gauntlet match anyway. It's just simply mind-boggling. It makes it a singles match, and you've just got to face other people with shit health, and there's just nothing to it. There's no point. I mean, we should be allowed them, and we should definitely be able to exit the ring. Next up, we have a feature that was kind of included in previous games. I remember this in SmackDown vs Raw 2006 specifically, which is the ability to stand on top of and stack tables. Now, I know in SmackDown vs Raw 2006 it was down to a glitch, where for some reason, I can't really remember what happened, you could put a table on top of another one, then you could climb up the first one, and then you'd pick the second table up and be able to set that up. And it was just amazing, because you climb up to the first table, then you climb up to the second, and then your opponent would just follow you up, and then you could just like powerbomb them or choke slam them through like the 2 tables. And this, along with the ability to add more tables, would, I mean, the possibilities are just endless. I mean, even just with having 2 tables, the move sets that you have to your disposal nowadays is just unreal compared to what they were, say, 10 years ago. Next up, we have an idea similar to the gauntlet match idea, which is the ability to leave the Royal Rumble match in order to get weapons. Now, this has been happening for years in one form or another, whether it was a wrestler climbing out the ring to capture the opportunity at the very end, like we've seen like so many times. It's unbelievable how many times it's happened where someone would win, they'd start celebrating, turn around and get speared by Edge. And I mean, it happened with Alberto Del Rio a few years back, I think. Did it? I'm not sure, but it was just crazy to me that you still can't leave the Royal Rumble. Now, I get maybe there's some form of trigger when you go out the ring for being eliminated, and then it causes you to walk up the ramp and whatever, but I really think that needs to be changed, and you need to be able to leave through the middle rope, get a weapon, smack someone in the face who's running down to the ring. And that's another thing, don't force people to get in the ring. Have them run down to sort of ringside, you know, just like in between the ramp and the ring really, and then give you control of the player, because then you can walk around, you can get a weapon, then you can run in and kick loads of ass. And I mean, add variety to the game. This is something I've pretty much stressed about in all of my videos, but it's just little tweaks that you can do, and it adds a ton of variety. Now, the next one is quite a small detail, but it would be fun to add the realism to get the game. And this is the ability to choose what size ladder that you wanted in ladder matches, or even in TLC matches. For years, WWE has had different size ladders, whether it was a mini step ladder for Hornswoggle at WrestleMania 23, or the massive gold ladder that they have for the Big Show in one of the Money in the Bank pay-per-views. I mean, it is only a small detail, granted, but it adds a lot of possibilities to the game. You could have specific moves, like weapon grapple moves with certain objects that you can't do with, say, a bigger ladder, and it, like I said, more variety. And last but not least, we have the ability to jump off the Hell in a Cell. Now, I'm almost certain that this was a feature in some of the older games, maybe as far back as the SmackDown vs Raw series, but it was still a feature I'm struggling to see why it was removed. The high spot has so much potential, and from Shane McMahon jumping off the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania this year, it would be especially nice if that was added. I mean, just imagine the potential that 2K Games has with this. They could set it up as an ability to jump off cells, maybe just for high flyers, or maybe just for people that are known risk takers, or they could even make it into an oh my god moment, which would have the same sort of mechanism that the ring break does, where if you are able to trigger the oh my god moment and jump off the cell onto your opponent through the announce table, it could instantly end in a knockout. Or you could have that turned off so that you'd have to get up and drag them back into the ring and then pin them. But it'd be awesome if like you could jump off the cell and then your opponent gets taken off in a stretcher, and just as they're wheeling him out of the sort of view of the camera, is that right? Yeah. That you just had a small little cutscene of your wrestler slowly getting to his feet, and he's all beaten down and he keeps falling, but he gets back up and just raises his arm in the air like he's the king of the world. And if that was for a championship, that would be even better. I mean, it's the little things that matter, and it would truly be an awesome ending to a match. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And if you've got any weapon features that you'd like to see in WWE 2K17, make sure you comment them down below. I'm Wellington, and I'm out.